The next installment of Sign or Decline with Landry Locker from the Locker Room here on YouTube. Cody Stutes with you as well. Frankie Luvu, the linebacker from the Carolina Panthers, who is a free agent. And Landry definitely needs some linebacker help to go along with Christian Harris. Blake Cashman's a free agent. Denzel Perryman's a free agent. I don't believe Henry To'o is a starter. The Texans could use some linebacker help, and Luvu is our sign or decline free agent of the day.
Yeah, and I think the thing about him that I think they will like is he has a lot of versatility. We know that they like that. He's going to be relatively cheap. Like, you're not breaking bread on Patrick Queen, which neither of us are down with. And that he's been on display against the Texans last year. His best game of the season, he had 12 tackles, a sack against the Texans, coming off pretty much a career year. He's an improvement in coverage. A lot of these talking points are from John Crumpler from the Texans Wire, so I want to give him credit for the piece that he did. Go check that out. Very good breakdown of him. But improvement in coverage over Denzel Perryman, pretty balanced when it comes to run against the run versus against the pass. And a guy that's not going to cost you $20 million. Best ball is probably ahead of him. And I could see DeMeco Ryans. We talk about who is DeMeco Ryans going to fall in love with. I could very easily see this being a guy that they like a lot.
It's a little bit more expensive version of kind of what Christian Harris's best football was from last year. Christian Harris put together a really good back half of the season where they trusted him in coverage. They let him blitz. And then he was good at stuff in the run and taking care of business there. Luvu kind of gives you that and lets you sort of mix and match your linebackers. And I thought you're right. Crumpler's breakdown of Luvu was really good. You mentioned the money. We talked about Patrick Queen maybe being one of the most expensive linebackers in all of football when we did him on sign or decline, and we both ended up with decline. Luvu's checking in on a spot rack projection of just over $11 million a year. And so I know that sounds like a lot for just a linebacker, but this is a guy that can play all the downs. He can blitz, he can cover, he can stuff runs. He's had almost 30 tackles for a loss over the past couple of seasons. And you talked about the versatility. So the case for Luvu is this is a guy that DeMeco Ryans could, you mentioned, fall in love with. He could do so many different things with him. Luvu's played in a 3-4 where he called the defense this past season. He's played in a 4-3. He had his best season 2 years ago, but he had a really good season this year for a crappy team in the Panthers. He was one of the few bright spots for a defense that was, not super impressive. And you could just do so much with him and Christian Harris as the linebackers and then fill in that final linebacker spot as much as you need to use it. I just like the idea of the versatility, and it's not a total, dump of money into getting Frankie Luvu into Houston.
Yeah, it's a move that I'm actually pretty open to. I do wonder what they're saying about him and what their hesitation would or would not be. But if you're talking about this price tag versus Patrick Queen, you make a case he's had more good seasons than Queen. I don't even know if that case needs to be made. I'm down with this move. I'll go ahead and spoil it. I like it, especially if they do, because DeMeco could do some work with him. You got Christian Harris. You can bring back Cashman, an upgrade over Perriman. As good as I respect what Perriman did last year and leaving it on the field, but the coverage was just too bad. I'm not saying that Frankie Luvu is a good cover guy, but he's better than Perriman.
He's serviceable. Yeah.
He's more athletic than Perriman. He's more versatile than Perriman. And this doesn't necessarily stop you from bringing in other backers if you like them. I like it. I'm very much down with this. I don't even know what the cons are. Like if you ask me, like, what are the cons as we get into the case against, I don't see a ton here when it comes to that. You also kind of benefit because, the Panthers are going to have to, first of all, I doubt he wants to stay there. Like, why the hell would you? Right. But the Panthers, even if they wanted him to, they got a lot of stuff, a lot of issues, and it seems like they're committed to Brian Burns in some way, shape, or form. So I'm down. I'm down with Frankie Luvu. I don't have a case against. They might, they might crunch tape and have a case against, but me personally, I do not have a case against him.
There's the two things for me in the case against him is one, I worry a little bit that I'm being sort of Bill O'Brien and enjoying what this guy brings to the table, in that Bill O'Brien would watch a player play well against the Texans, and then they're on the team the next year. Chris Polk, Lamar Miller, just so many players. If they had a good game against the Texans, the Texans were an ATM ready to line up the very next time that guy was available in free agency. So I worry that I'm being a little prisoner of the moment, because Luvu basically won the Panthers that game. He was everywhere. He was knocking passes down, all that kind of stuff. He basically won the Panthers the damn game when the Texans played them on the road. And then my other one is, you could convince me there's a better fit for a little bit cheaper, and you could save a couple bucks, which allows you to spend elsewhere. Like, double-digit investment in Luvu, does that keep you from doing anything else? No. But if you told me that, hey, you spend a little bit less and you go get a different linebacker that's maybe not quite as good as him, but it lets you add some more depth to another position, or it does let you chase maybe an A+ type free agent at defensive tackle or defensive end, I'd certainly would listen to that. But as far as the game goes, as far as the football player on the field between the lines, you're not going to find many cons. The verdict here, Landry, on Frankie Luvu, I'm going thumbs up. He's actually my favorite linebacker in free agency. It's not a great linebacker draft class, and I wouldn't really want to turn it over to a rookie with Christian Harris and say Henry To'o, even if you did bring back Blake Cashman. I still don't know that that's exactly the linebacker room that you would want. I feel like adding him to the team where they are right now, it'd be a really solid addition, and it wouldn't keep you from doing other things this offseason.
Yeah, I'm good with it. It's a versatile linebacker. It's an upgrade. It's not, breaking the bank. I don't know that it prevents you from doing much. So I'm very much down with this. I don't know if they are. They might see something different than what we're seeing. But as far as this, I think these are the kind of moves that you make that you kind of reap the benefits of, as opposed to breaking the bank for guys like Queen or Burns or whatever. I don't want to put those two in the same sentence, but this is the type of move I like, because it's one that they would have put a lot of thought into. It's an easy sales pitch. And I think him and Christian Harris might complement each other nicely.
And based on what we've seen from Christian Harris and what we've seen from Blake Cashman, and even a little bit of Henry To'o as a rookie, Perryman when he was on the field bouncing back from an injury, it seems like DeMeco Ryans can coach him up at the linebacker spot here in Houston, even though he's the head coach, not the DC anymore. So a guy like Luvu, maybe the best football when he is here, or at the very least you can replicate with ease his top level of play. So that linebacker spot, certainly an important one. And they got to add some folks there. Even if it is bringing Cashman back, you could still go get Luvu, and then you could
get Luvu and Cashman for probably far less than what Queen's going to get. I don't know what Cashman's annual value is going to be. I don't think he's going to break the bank. I think we value him here more than they probably do around the league. And I think he knows that. I mean, I know in exit interviews, he said something like, I didn't expect to get this many defensive reps. So right. I think if you can go with Luvu, you can get Cashman, you can still add some depth at the linebacker spot. Hell, they might even use a day 2 pick on a linebacker for all we know. I think this is a good move. And oh, by the way, if Christian Harris keeps getting better, you got a linebacker that is, right on that fringe of really, really, really good. And you're going to have him on his rookie deal for 2 more seasons. If you're just talking about like investment in the room as a whole. So I'm good with this. Give me Luvu, give me Cashman, give me that over the Patrick Queen talk and all of that. If DeMeco wants him, I think that speaks volumes.
Hey, Christian Harris, Cashman, and Luvu is the linebacker core to start the season next year. Sign me up for that. See how easy this is, Nick Caserio? Just go get Frankie Luvu, bring back Blake Cashman. Linebackers taken care of. Sounds pretty easy to me.
Listen to us. Don't listen to us. If you like it, you like it. Don't listen to us, Nick. Except on the running backs. Listen to me on the running backs. Don't listen to me on this. Listen to DeMeco.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So 2 signs on sign or decline the free agent of the day for today. Frankie Luvu, the linebacker from the Carolina Panthers. 2 signs on this one. Stay with us. There's more free agents coming your way each and every day.